Hey there everyone, and welcome to another skill combo video. In this one we're going to be looking at all these skill combos which come out of Mimic. Those are specifically ones which either it's a big crowd control area of effect attack or something which deals pet damage. So the main three skills that come out of this are Manastorm, Healing Fountain and Drake. So just a quick look at how the combos each work. If you use Manastorm normally, it will just put out one there. And the hitbox, of Stone Storm it's a little bit bigger than the animation. Anyway, so then with this you can use two. The main idea here being that you can cover a larger area with the slow effect, and the damage is kind of small, so it's not really so important. And then with Healing Fountain, you can create two Healing Fountains on top of each other. This will heal you ridiculously fast. Double the speed. And then additionally, although not really so important, is you could create two Healing Fountains at separate locations, and then kind of run between the two. They do have some kind of crowd control effect. The one that I've got on right now is Sacred Ground. This will stun enemies that go into it, so I could, create a big barrier that that's going to stun them. However, to do that spreading, you often need teleport as well. And then the last one is Drake. So normally you'll put one Drake at a location, but actually you'll put two. It's very hard to see, but you can just see on the wingtips that there are two there. And you can see when they're attacking that there are two mats of damage. I showed in another video that actually the limit on how many you have is still 5. See now there's only one at that first location. It destroys the last one you placed each time you do it. So now, I haven't got Mimic on, that's why. Didn't get rid of anyone. So by the looks of it, you can get slightly more than 5 at any one time. But pretty much it gets rid of the old ones, so it does kind of limit you to 5. You can see it doing it mostly. I was on 7 there. Anyway, it's around about capping it. And yes, so then Mimic itself, it lasts for 10 seconds at level 10, but if you get to level 99 it lasts for 20 seconds. So I've got details of all this, as always, in my guide that I'm writing. So I talked through the different combos, labelled them A, B and C with the Healing Fountain, Manastorm and then Drake. And I mentioned how Manastorm isn't so useful in practice. Healing Fountain is great for becoming a super tank for those 10 seconds. And then Drake, if pet damage is strong, then it can be great at damage dealing. But anyway, now I'm going to show them actually in combat to see what they're like. But yeah, the two I'm going to be focusing on most are Healing Fountain and Drake, because those are the most useful in practice. So first up, we're going to do the Manastorm just to get it out of the way. So if I use this, he's going to spawn out some enemies, and as you can see, it holds them back quite nicely. You can do this with one anyway, just kind of like putting it out and running away. But having two there just gives you better coverage, and yeah, ultimately slightly better. So if you have Mimic high level and you're using a cooldown potion so you can have it constant, then it can be pretty good. Anyway, next up, I'm going to show the Drake. So hopefully you should be able to see with the damage when I put them out, that it is in fact doing 2 hits. You'll see a lot of damage over time effects coming out of their attacks. It's kind of annoying how they'll attack the same target, and also that of course any area of effect attacks that kill the Drakes will kill both of them. So you can't kind of place one and then one in another location. But yeah, definitely increases your pet damage output, and it's great when you're doing difficult maps. That you can just kind of destroy them off. You can see here, like I'm destroying the boss here, just with the Drakes. They are very strong. Nature Drake especially is just super strong skill, and when you use it combined with Mimic, you can get great damage output. So I think this is actually the first skill combo video where I actually happened to restart the map because I killed the boss. But anyway, that just shows you the power of Nature Drakes with Mimic. Mimic isn't the most viable skill, but with level 99, with the doubled duration, and then also I've got the half cooldown from a cooldown potion, it does then become very good. And now that we've got 10 hotkeys, it could definitely fit on there, and should be fit on there for everyone. So you can get double Drakes and double Healing Fountain, that kind of thing. So now I'm going to show you double Healing Fountain. So if I stand here and I get attacked by enemies, I will die off extremely quickly. And using Healing Fountain, I will tank up a little bit. I think it was actually the last video I showed Healing Fountain, and what I found was just the Healing Fountain alone doesn't really let you tank very well. Although, actually I should remove all skill runes. Let's just because otherwise it's going to stun those enemies, the small ones, and they can't attack me. Okay, let's try this again. So I'll pull up the healing fountain, let them attack me, and as you can see, they're kind of killing me off fairly quickly, really. Wasn't much tanking going on there. Now if I do the double healing fountain, it will double the speed I heal. So you can see there, it does them both at the same time, so it's just like a big heal each time it goes off. And actually, oh, I've got healing fountain level 99, so it is 20% heal each second, and with this being doubled, yeah, I'm healing by 40% a second, so it should go up by a huge chunk each time. And I could probably, I'll mix in flame armor actually if I'm dying off too quickly, so I can't do this properly, because you would probably have flame armor on as well. Yeah, I'm getting killed by big hits. Kind of a problem. I'll use flame armor. Okay, now let's try and tank. So now I shouldn't be one shot because I've got the armor, and as you can see, every time my health dips, it's going like straight back up. This lets you tank super well, and then if you mix in healing shrine, which doubles the healing, so now I get 40% per second, and of course there's 2 fountains, so it's 80% per second. You just need something to survive from the one shots, and then you're pretty much impossible to kill for the duration of the 10 seconds. So yeah, oh, it ends and then I instantly die, but you can super tank using this. The only problem with this is that Mimic and Healing Shrine both have super long cooldown. So you can't have this on for very much. It's very much like a angelic form for knights, really. Apart from, actually, you can sometimes get one shot by certain attacks. But yeah, it's usable in both PvE and PvP, and definitely a very, very good way to thing to do. Something which I didn't actually use this much. This is pretty much the only use I have for Mimic. I don't like the Drake so much, just because I don't rely on pet damage very much. But anyway, so this is the one which I would turn to if I was to use Mimic. However, I don't use it that much because it takes two hotkeys to do it, and both skills have really long cooldown. However, now because we've got the 10 skills, it's going to be a lot more viable, and people really can use it. So I hope I've showed enough here. I'm just going to do it without flame armor. Oh. Nothing worse than getting killed while you're trying to set it up. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, there we go. Both on. So now as I get hit, yeah, it's like each time it heals, it just goes bang right up. Yeah, you can imagine in PvP where you're like quite tricky to take down. This makes you just indestructible, and people just need to run away. It's like angelic form, but you can't bring it with you. Anyway, so that is what I wanted to show in this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this gave you some kind of idea about, you know, what to use. Now there's more hotkeys. Well, I say there are more. They're going to be more in a few days, probably. And yeah, this is one of the combos which I would definitely start using now that we've got the hotkeys for it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.